Hello, Broncos country, and welcome to another Victory Monday, Orange Weekly After Dark. As usual, I'm Jason. I'll be with you tonight. Thank you for joining us, Travis. Everyone, like Travis, go ahead and start dropping any comments you wish to post, questions, topics that you would like to discuss, your thoughts on the game, and your thoughts about our upcoming big game against the Chiefs. Before we get into all of that, though, football fans, I'm sure we all love an action-packed, high-scoring NFL game, but with the latest no-brainer from DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, you'll be a winner once a single point is scored. New customers who bet just $1 on any team to score can win $100 in free bets. It is that simple. The sportsbook isn't available in your state yet. Don't worry, you can still get in on the NFL action. Everyone can play huge cash prizes all season long with DraftKings daily fantasy sports contests. DraftKings is giving all new customers a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes with their first deposit. So all you have to do is download that DraftKings Sportsbook right now. Use promo code TPPN, bet $1 on any team to score, and you can win $100 in free bets. If they score, you score with promo code TPPN this week at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Must be 21 years or older. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit and $1 wager required. One per customers. Restrictions do apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And don't forget, if you do have a gambling problem, you can always call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right. Hey, appreciate that comment there. Yes, go Broncos. What is up, everyone? Greetings to you, David. Thank you very much. It's definitely one of my favorites, but one of the other favorites I have is Victory Mondays, especially against a divisional opponent. Big time win for the Denver Broncos in all kinds of aspects. Not only did they dominate the Chargers basically throughout the whole game, but puts them in a position they haven't been in a while, which is a chance to be, at least for the time being, the number one spot in the AFC West if they manage to beat the Chiefs, which obviously is a tall task. But hey, it's a possibility at this point, the way this NFL season has gone. And hey, if the Broncos play like they did against the Chargers and against the Cowboys, I don't see why it is not a possibility for them to beat the Chiefs. They haven't beat the Chiefs in a while. I believe it's been 11 straight victories for the Chiefs. So, hey, if there's any time to break that streak, it would be right now. Will be an interesting matchup for sure. We can definitely talk about that here in a bit. But first, I want to dive into the seems like weekly quarterback discussions. I want to start this off by stating three statements that I believe are all equally true. The first statement is that Drew Lock is in no way, shape, or form better than Teddy Bridgewater. Statement number two is Bridgewater is not the future of the Broncos quarterback situation. I do not believe moving forward, as in next season, he will be the starter for the Broncos. I would love him to be a backup. If he could sign, if he's willing to resign as a backup, I think that would be awesome in the calmness he brings, the veteranship, and I think he'd be the best backup in the league. But I do not believe he's the answer to our long-term quarterback problems. The third statement, however, is that Teddy Bridgewater is our best chance to win right now. Teddy Bridgewater is, in fact, the best quarterback we have had since Peyton Manning. He's worlds apart from Drew Lock. I don't see how that's even a debate anymore. How anyone, for any reason, could be still pushing for Drew Lock to be starting over Teddy Bridgewater at this point is nothing more than their pride and ego getting in the way of them admitting that they were wrong about that. Bridgewater is absolutely our best chance to win and get into the playoffs for the first time since our Super Bowl run. And I was proven in multiple facets of the game yesterday, both with Bridgewater's actions and Lock's actions. Bridgewater, obviously, coming off a week of the bye week, yes, but the game before, a lot of the topic obviously was about Bridgewater and the one play where he decided not to throw a tackle, which uh, all of my thoughts on that were on the last Orange Weekly After Dark show. However, so he's coming in and has that pressure on him, obviously, and he comes out strong. I think he looked great in the first half. Made some really great plays, good throws, good passes, good situational football play, and then unfortunately got injured. Um, and which comes in Drew Lock, who has been gifted another opportunity to show that one, that the competition during preseason was actually close, and two, that he should actually be the starter. And yet again, he absolutely blew that opportunity by showing that he has no business starting in this league right now. Maybe, he's got the potential, he's got the arm talent, all of that. But in 5 passing plays, he fumbled it and threw an interception on just a horrible play. I mean, that interception was 100% on him. Some people were trying to blame the play call. It was a run pass option, and the better option would have been to hand it off. If he handed off, I think it was Williams on the play. Williams had the entire left side. The blockers were all there. He would have had a huge gain. Instead, Locke makes a bad read on it, pulls it back, and then when he's in the scramble drill, instead of recognizing the situation, it's first down. We're towards the end of the half. We're in good field position. Just throw this ball away. He tries to force a pass that's not there. He sees Hinton, who had 3 white jerseys surrounding him, and still tries to force that pass, showing yet again that Drew Lock cannot make a good decision in this league. This league is just too fast for him so far. It's just too advanced. He is not able to make the proper decisions when it matters the most. And if he throws that ball 100 times, 0% of the time is that going to be a completed pass. If he's lucky, it's simply an incomplete and it's 2nd and 10. But more times than not, that ball's going to be intercepted. 0% of the time is that pass complete. So why he didn't throw that away is beyond me. But what it ended up happening is it caused the coaches to decide that a injured Teddy Bridgewater was a better option than a healthy Drew Lock. And guess what? They were right. They were 100% right. Teddy Bridgewater comes back into the game, did have a lower body injury, which is significant for a quarterback. Keep that in mind. And still played lights out. First drive was rough, but, hey, he's filling it out. And, after that, great play by his part. The last touchdown he had was phenomenal. I mean, rusher coming at him, he has to escape from him, stiff arms him down, continues to roll out, finds an open receiver, throws it, a beautiful pass for that touchdown. It would have been an incredible play for a healthy quarterback to make that, but for an injured quarterback, it was absolutely remarkable. Shane, I see your comments. I'll get to them in just a quick second here once I finish my little QB rant here. But here's what this leads me to is I have no problem in this situation saying that I was right. I was right a couple of weeks ago when I said that there's no excuse to bench Teddy Bridgewater for that one play. It was a game where nobody on the Broncos showed up. That entire game against the Eagles, there was no effort. So how would you manage to bench one player for one play would be beyond me. But everything that was said about Bridgewater being soft, about him having no gutsy efforts, him not caring enough, all those comments are completely false. And he proved that. To play an entire half with the injured lower leg, they took x-rays on it. They obviously were negative if he came back, but so clearly it shows that there was enough pain, enough medical reasoning for the athletic trainers and medical staff to decide that an x-ray was warranted. And so clearly he's playing with his lower body injury. Something's not right. Comes out, plays that second half anyways, makes incredible plays. I don't see how it gets any gutsier than that. And, the narrative of, oh, he's lost the locker room and the team won't want to play for him anymore. Well, clearly that wasn't false because I didn't see a single sign of his team not wanting to play for him. In fact, that was probably the best overall Broncos performance we've had all season from start to finish. His offense was clearly there for him. Receivers were running hard for him. Blockers were doing everything they could to protect him. And the defense balled out. So that entire narrative goes away. And for those that were saying to bench him to make some kind of statement, All you would have done in that situation is you would have put in Locke, lost the game, and sure, you would have made a statement that clearly didn't even need to be made. And we're sitting now back below 500 with almost no chance of the playoffs. So all of that narrative was garbage, was overplayed. It being the bye week didn't help because it just added fuel to the fire instead of letting things calm down. People had an extended amount of time to talk about it. Point being, it is again, Bridgewater's not the long-term starting QB solution for the Broncos. But for anyone, for any reason that said that they needed to bench Bridgewater for Locke, you were wrong. You were wrong. That's just it. And I'm not going to name any names. I won't call any people out, but there were even some people here at Orange Weekly that I think, I would welcome hearing them say that, admitting to people that they were wrong in their assessment. Maybe their emotions of the bad loss get a hold of them, and make poor decisions on what they would do if they were the coach. But end of the day, again, they were wrong. That's what it comes down to. Again, does it excuse Bridgewater's actions that play? No, but guess what? It was handled internally. He apologized to the team, and clearly the team moved on. That's how the NFL works. Now, yes, if there was a track record, if there was repeated pattern of Bridgewater making those type of plays, yes, that's when you start to lose the trust and confidence and loyalty of your teammates. But one play in a bad game where everyone played poorly, that's not how it works. Coaches are not going to bench their best players at those positions to make some kind of statement in a must-win game. That's not how it works. And again, clearly, benching Bridgewater would have been the wrong decision. Locke is not going to win that game against the Chargers. And again, you would have made a quote unquote statement that didn't need to be made. So moving forward, I mean, this is the best, again, quarterback we've had since Peyton Manning. He proved everyone wrong about his wanting to win, and if he, his willingness to be injured, all that kind of nonsense. Bridgewater's the quarterback going forward for this season. Locke, you missed another golden opportunity that was handed to you on a silver platter, up by 2 touchdowns, a 2-minute drive. And likely, if you don't screw anything up, you're probably going to play the rest of the game to try to show that you should be the starter. And within a handful of plays, you completely decimated any chance that you have to be playing for the Broncos moving forward. I expect him to ride the bench for the rest of the way. At this point, the coaches are going to need to decide. Coaches are going to have to decide who to play if Bridgewater does get hurt again. It'll probably be a lot to hold on to his trade value. Once you kind of regress into the third string quarterback, that's going to hurt his trade value. And you're going to trade him in the offseason for as much as you can. So all of you Locke lovers, good luck to you and good luck to him. But there's no way that you can honestly say that Locke is the quarterback for the Denver Broncos at any point moving forward. All right, Shane, getting to your comments finally. Hope you're still with me. Enjoy the moment from yesterday, but I'm talking real talk. I'm tired of losing to the Chiefs 11 straight. Players and coaches need to show up Sunday. Everyone needs to have their head in the game on Sunday, if not expect a blowout. Make us happy, Broncos. And I agree. I think 2 of our last 3 games, we have seen players executing the game plans appropriately. 2 high caliber offenses between the Cowboys and the Chargers, both capable of putting up lots of points. We've seen that throughout the season with both those teams, and our defense shut them down. And so again, to me, I think that's Vic Fangio's defensive game plan. There's still sure that debate if he's a good head coach, but defensively, he's still one of the best in the game as far as defensive game planning. And our highest paid defense in the entire NFL is starting to show up a little bit more. They're starting to show a little bit of that swagger that they need heading into this Chiefs game. And you're right, you hit the nail on the head. Everyone needs to show up. The coaches need to show up. They need to coach a good game. The players absolutely need to show up. They need to execute the game plan. Just like stick to the basics that we saw in this Chargers game, right? People made plays that they were supposed to make, and we had a few plays that went on our favor that, were extraordinary plays. A couple turnovers on defense, which are great. PS2 showed up big, which love to see. Hoping he he should at least be in the talks for defensive rookie of the year. At this point, sure, I'm biased, but I would say he's in the lead for that title if he keeps playing like he has, especially against the Chargers like he did. If he can have some more big games moving forward, that would be awesome. But even the offensive side of the ball, we played pretty well. We had a strong run attack, which was great to see. Williams is going to be an absolute stud for us. So it's great to see him getting some more carries. With the ball there, he ended up with 14 carries, 54 yards, and a touchdown. Hoping to see, we get him a little bit more, but hey, we'll take what we can right now. Keep him healthy and keep him rested, which is the good thing. Gordon had a pretty good game too. He averaged 4.9 yards per carry with a total of 83 yards in 17 carries. And Bridgewater got on there too with 2 carries for 10 yards. By the way, ESPN QBRs for the week. Teddy Bridgewater hit an 84.4, which is his highest since week 1, where he had some 90 some ranking. I think it was like 92 or something like that. But either way, great game for him. And if you're curious what Drew Lock's remarkable QBR was, it was a phenomenal 0.2. So again, just to show you that his time as a Bronco is officially done. It's time to move forward from the Drew Lock experience, experiment, whatever you want to call it. He's not going to be our guy. He's not our guy now. He won't be in the future. Sorry, Lock. Guess you can take your dancing moves to some other team where you can dance away your interceptions and turnovers. But yeah, PS2 is looking great. Our defense finally is starting to, come together a little bit. Even against the Eagles, they weren't terrible. They were definitely forcing some hard situations against the Eagles, but again, really against the Cowboys and the Chargers, who have 2 very notable offenses, they were able to shut down, which is encouraging to see, as we're going to need to do that again against the Chiefs if we are to win this game. There's going to be a lot of things that have to go right against the Chiefs. We're going to have to play a very solid game from start to finish, much like we saw against the Chargers. And we can't make any of those stupid mistakes that we've made in weeks prior. I don't think there weren't really any that I can think of this past game that were just brutal mistakes. Even our special teams had some good plays, which was kind of weird to see. But that was encouraging for sure as well. So, but against the Chiefs, like Shane said, it's been 11 times. It's time to break that that pattern there. To do that, again, one of the interesting stats that came out of the game yesterday, the Broncos are now 6-0 when leading going into the fourth quarter, and they are 0-5 when they are trailing going into the fourth quarter. And all that does is it just exemplifies what I think we already know, which is the Broncos are a team that is built to play with the lead, not to come from behind. Much like our last Super Bowl team. And so the keys to these type of games then become getting out to a good start, getting out to a quick lead, and maintaining that lead, playing smart football from that point on. And so that's what the Broncos have to do. They're going to have to come out with another strong start. Hopefully we can get our second touchdown on an opening drive this season. But either way, hopefully our defense, maintains a strong start against Mahomes. Forcing a 3 on him would be awesome to start the game out with him. But really it comes down to, I would say by halftime is kind of the key for this upcoming game. If we're able to find a way to get a lead going into halftime, I really like our odds. If we head into halftime down by any more than 3 points, it's not going to look pretty. So, and like you said, Shane, if they don't show up, if their head's not in the game, this could be another very disappointing matchup against the Chiefs. So we'll see, but it's definitely possible. Again, I think if the Broncos continue to play like they did against the Chargers and against the Cowboys, then they absolutely have a chance to beat the Chiefs. If they come out like they did against the Eagles, probably not so much. We're probably looking at a very dismal performance. But either way, it's going to be an exciting game. There it hasn't been too many of those games for the Broncos with very high stakes with the outcome of the game. And so it'll be interesting to see how they respond. They've responded to some adversity throughout this season. Obviously, they started out great, but then they lost 3, but then they came out strong. They played a great game against the Cowboys, and then, dropped a terrible game against the Eagles, but then they came back with a strong win against the Chargers. And so every time that it seems like they've been knocked down, they've been able to get up. So now the next challenge for them is going to be, now that they're up, can they continue to stay up and string together some wins against some high caliber teams, which is what they're going to have to do to be able to make the playoffs. Hey, Shane, thanks for joining us tonight, even though it was a little short on time. I get it. It's late. I need to get to bed pretty soon here myself. So, hey, thank you for joining us. We'll see you later. But in terms of the Broncos here, again, it's been a while since they've had an opportunity like this for sure. And so if we look at the playoff picture here, if they were to beat the Chiefs this upcoming Sunday, it will put them into first place in the AFC West, where they will have, for the time being, home field advantage for that first game. Meanwhile, and my computer's not loading, but the Broncos are 9th due to tiebreakers in the AFC West. Obviously, you need to be 7th, top 7 to get into the playoffs. Which, if we go... So we are 6-5, along with two other teams are 6-5, with the Colts being 6-6, Browns being 6-6. So very tight matchups, and Steelers 5-1, so they're right behind as well. So it's going to be a dogfight to the end. Even if we don't finish first in the AFC West, there's still a chance we can get in that wild card position, but it's going to mean taking care of business within the division. So again, Chiefs are 1 game ahead of us right now, with the Chargers and Raiders both tied with us at 6-5. All 4 teams are not going to make the playoffs. I think that's an obvious given, especially since there are so many divisional games yet to be played within the AFC West, that there's going to be some teams pushing each other out with that. But Broncos have to take care of business. I wouldn't say that a loss this Sunday to the Chiefs guarantees we're not making the playoffs. I just think it means we've got to play well the rest of the season. We got to take care of business against the Lions. We have to beat the Lions. That is an absolute must win, and no excuse to lose that type of game as well, with the Lions being in the state that they are. But then it means also, there's still a game against the Chargers, a game against the Raiders, and following the Sunday, 1 more game against the Chiefs. So if we lose this Sunday, then I would say we need to go at least 2 for 3 divisionally to make it into the playoffs. A win this Sunday would be massive in terms of our playoff picture. Does that mean we're going to win the AFC West? Maybe, maybe not, but it definitely puts us in a great position to at least make that wild card position at the end of the season. So with all that said, guys, we're going to start to wrap things up here a little bit. If you're still with me, it is a Victory Monday. So go ahead and start dropping in who you believe should get the coveted Mile High Salute Award from Orange Weekly After Dark. For me, it was such a team performance. I don't know if I can single out. Well, I will, because I just talked about it. I want to give it my Mile High salute to none other than Teddy Bridgewater. I think he absolutely came out strong in a game where he knew the fans were already against him, knew that the spotlight was going to be on him. He had to play well, and he did. Not only did he play well, but he played well throughout the second half where he was injured. Haven't heard too much about that injury as far as severity. Obviously expect him to be playing Sunday, but hopefully it's nothing more than a bone contusion. But either way, I think he had a phenomenal game. He shut up all the haters, at least for a week, and proved once and for all for the rest of the season that Drew Lock has no business starting over him for any reason whatsoever. So with that, guys, I am going to go ahead and sign off. Don't forget, though, all of the other content coming at you this week, everything from our flagship show tomorrow at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. We also have podcasts coming your way, pregame, postgame. We've got our tailgate talk. It takes place an hour before kickoffs, and our halftime hash as well. So be sure to tune into all of that stuff, guys. You guys are awesome. Thanks for joining me tonight. And hey, as usual, especially on a Victory Monday, go Broncos.